All right, we got a Katakuri gauntlet. Just a bunch of matches with this leader. First up, it is what you call it? Kid. We're playing against Kid. We got some Sanji, some Big Moms. I don't know much for Katakuri in terms of playing with the character. I mean, when you're playing against them, it's just put it down, swing, put it down, swing, put it down, swing. That's how it feels. But I hear you always want to have do it. Okay, I hear you want to have 10 drop Big Mom or at least some searchers in your hand so you can get to your 10 drop Big Mom. That is the key. And it's like you might want one in your hand and then get one later, like late in the game. And that's like the best outcome, the best sequence of outcome. So they are playing, I guess, a Revolutionary Army hybrid thingy, or maybe it's not even a hybrid, but I just see one of the vanillas. So they KO the Kikunojo, which is smart. They got rid of it quick because if we had put them at 3 life, that would have just ramped us. Okay, so we got our second Big Mom. The name of this game is just get to late game by taking as little damage as possible. I remember having a match. And the opponent, the only damage that opponent did was Big Mom drops. I was just like, this is weird. It's weird. It's weird that the only damage they was able to do was just burn damage from Big Mom drops. Oh wow, another KO card. Okay, so I think I understand the somewhat strategy of this kid player. For the most part, their deck is probably filled with board removal. And the hand size can stay healthy because they're not really playing anything. And yellow's lack of removal, just having only Gadatsu really. Right now it's like that Nami's just sitting on the board. That one drop 1K Nami just gets to sit on the board for like this whole match. It's kind of funny. I wonder if they're debating like not wanting to go to 3 life. Okay, so they counter out, and we get a double Sanji summon. They get out Ivankov. I believe that helps them. Okay, they pulled no cards. Okay, I was gonna say I believe that helps them get more characters on the board. Oh, we're swinging with Nami. That's annoying. And I noticed I don't think unless I missed it, I don't think they've used their leader ability yet. Just constant harassment. Oh, I I, I felt like you could have taken that one because you just play the big mom and go to 3. But hey, 3 is better than 2. So you play the big mom, you go to 4. I don't think it hurts attacking Anami. But I do understand that if they end up taking the life instead, then that big mom burn is even worse. Okay, so we're gonna get the Nami off the board. Yeah, that Sanji could have helped them. Maybe not. I ain't gonna lie. 4 life and 2 blockers on the board is kind of ridiculous. And at this point, since we need cards in our hand, we're better off just taking the damage. You know how creepy this looks? We got another Big Mom drop and a reject. So this looks creepy right here. Essentially, we could just play Big Mom and then the next turn reject, attack or reject or whatever, and then it's, man, that don't look healthy at all. Yeah, we have plenty of life cards for all this. Yeah, that's creepy. So now the opponent's in an even worse position because we no longer have to worry about the character they have on board. Um, okay, they're going for a Kaido bomb. Get rid of our Sanji. The best thing they could do is just attack life again. The lack of hand. Oh, that's just let you draw. Oh, no, reject lets you draw. I don't think you need 2 rejects in your hand. Yeah, I think that would have been a decent trigger to play. Can't stop that. Oh, okay, we'll go for the block. Okay. Now here's an interesting sequence of events. Do we Dawn stack the Big Mom to try to just get that Kaido off the board? Since we top deck Kikunojo, I don't think it's like the worst idea in the world here. Okay, so we're gonna try to save cards in our hand. They still would have to lose 2 cards in order to protect this Kaido. You know what? That's a smart move, because if Big Mom takes out Kaido, then you just play the other Big Mom. If Big Mom does not take out Kaido, I'm sure like putting 6 Dawn on Katakuri would be good enough. Okay, so now that they lost their Kaido, it makes it safer to just do this. If they have no counter power, oh my god. It's like just straight dangerous right now. I get it, they're deciding, but what are they deciding? Is the card that they're holding on to really that valuable? Okay, so they take the life. And there you go, another Big Mom drop. Yep, this is the reason why people want this card banned. I actually don't hear that talk no more after all these other decks are doing so much damage. But yeah, it's stuff like this that just infuriated for like 2-3 sets. Ban Big Mom. It's like, that's it. What the heck? Just use the trigger. Yeah, that's too many. You don't need all that. The worst part is you have enough Dawn to essentially play one to get rid of the kid, and then play another one to get rid of the life. That's crazy. That's ridiculous. That's sickening. And then what it? Come on now. Oh. Okay, right. They had to still. I was wondering what's going on. I'm like, they're just playing with the mouse. And that should be GG. I can't see. Oh, well, it's 2 Dawn up. Unless they have like a rush character for next turn. Oh, they did have a rush character. Okay. But they didn't have counter power to get out of this. Okay, so now we got Bello Betty. So we starting out with 1 Big Mom. It's funny. Like I said, I heard from once upon a time from a player that you just want 1 Big Mom at least, bare minimum. So it seems so funny in my head with that being the case. Oh, we going for it don't seem worth it keeping it on top, but I understand. Oh, unless you want to play it again. Yeah. Early game, hey, you want to lose 2 cards on one life card. So that was a strong play, especially against a deck that you already know relies. They're dependent on triggers. There's no need to use it. I will not use it for that. If anything, you're better off going for that same. Oh no, they used it. Oh, we have another one. Okay. The problem is also Gidatsu can't really KO anything at this point. Yeah, go big or go home. See, yeah, it's like I think that's better off just keeping on the top, essentially, because it's not gonna save you late game. Unless you're trying to completely cycle through all your cards. Cracker's gonna be like, hey, how do you? Oh, that is a pump. Cracker right now is supposed to be like, let me see how you like it. Free 1K pump off of 1 Don plus a leader pump. Yeah, this is gonna be a little scary. Yeah, you don't have that counter power. You lost 2. I know. But Gedatsu, aside from having a body on the board, because I know that's what you're thinking, it's like the only. Oh, see, top deck the Kikunojo. Everything gonna be okay. So we're at 7. We have plenty of Don to really steamroll over that that Cracker, and we got a Sparrow. So that's pretty good because we can get rid of one of the Amarus. They saving it. I understand the play. I get it. The good thing is now that we're equal on life, we don't have to worry about that Cracker pump. Okay, that's scary. Goodness. And another board pump. This is ridiculous. They're going for game. We need to be able to defend 1. Oh my God. What an answer. And of course, Sanji has to block. And then we could definitely, we can swing for 6. Unless they got a 2K, they don't. We have plenty of Dawn. Yeah, use some of this Dawn. I'll probably swing for 3. Yeah. And then you can still Amaru for the pump. And that's it. GG. That was a bit of an explosive one. That's kind of funny. It was just like, what's happening? Okay, we go on that Bella Betty again. Keep. We got 2 searches. And there's the 10 drop. I like the 7 drop as well. Like when you're on the even curve and you play the 7, you give a Don. Basically, if you're on the even curve and you have 7 drop, you get that 1 Don to still swing. So it's like you attack your opponent. If they take the life, then you play a 7 drop. It just really puts them in that boat where it's like, oh man, I gotta give them a life at this point. Again. This is like a repeat of the last game. This is like such a strong advantage when you think about it though. These early game Onamis plus Katakuri big swings, especially in this particular matchup, like this is insane. I mean, I think you can afford to take a life. Okay, so we protect it. Oh, they're like, nah. Pseudo 7K swing. Yeah, we could get rid of Peril since we technically got our search already. And we drew the Big Mom as well. The benefit of attacking a rested character. Now, the only thing the opponent can do for the most part is lose hand or lose board. I respect it. Are we gonna do that? Okay, so we got 2 cards out of their hand. I'll put that at the bottom. 2 cards out of their hand and 1 card banished. What a play. What a play. I ain't gonna lie, like I probably would have just swung off on the character just to get it off the board. I would have made the mistake of tunnel visioning on the character. Oh, and here we go with an Onami response. And it's funny because it's like no blockers, yada yada. The play is just way more effective with Cracker though. Way more effective with Cracker. Whenever you can find an opportunity to swing with small characters, it's like if you can find a good opportunity, of course, just go for it because they turn into blockers. You just get to repurpose them. And then if they don't, if the opponent feels like they can't waste an attack on them, then they always have to be paranoid at essentially you being able to yeah, there you go, swing again with them. I was like thinking, I think a double Kikunojo drop would have been dangerous. You're at 8 Dan exactly, and you kind of need characters off that board. I mean, unless, yeah, I don't think you have enough Dan up to make any more plays here, because Puddin is only 2,000. You only can afford 2 extra Dan if you want to summon that Kikunojo. I think the safer play is just to take the character off the board and then summon your Kikunojo. I feel like that's the safer play. Keep their hand size low. Okay, you can leave that on top. Yeah, keep their hand size low. And develop board. Okay, there you go. And turn. Oh, we're going for as much pressure as possible. Sorry, 6K is not a decent enough swing. Now it is. Catch a trigger, get another body on board. And yeah, there should be enough Dan. Oh, get rid of the Big Mom. Yeah, there you go. Big Mom. Yeah, there you go. All right. Okay, yeah, I think we have enough attacks across the board. See, they got 2 cards in hand, 1 in life. That's 3 attacks. Oh, okay then. I guess we're just gonna starve them completely. Or whatever. Not starve them completely, but you know. Yeah, there was nothing to get out of that. That's definitely GG. Here we go, up against a Queen. I felt like Queen, poor Queen, I don't understand its place in the meta. It feels like an obnoxious deck that truly relies on big drops. And you would imagine like it being way more difficult to fight against a deck that's just constantly playing these big drops and gaining life off of it. So that's just so funny to me. You know, a deck that can really take advantage of triggers, a deck that can consistently gain life, get through their own deck. I remember one time I was playing a match against the Queen. I was literally nervous because I done bottom decked a few things. I'm like, they're gonna draw into these stuff. They just kept going and going and going. So I'm just like, I don't understand why Queen doesn't have a much better place in this meta. I think probably what it really is anytime you have abilities that force you to be deprived the way it does, is it stops you from being as consistent. That's what I kind of think it is. Because essentially that's how I felt Ivankov. That was an Ivankov issue real bad. Like racing to have 2 cards in your hand is like crazy. You're racing to just have 2. I mean, I did get it somewhere down the line. This is more of a cycle type system. But this game, you need defense. And 2 cards isn't defense. 2 cards is I can push for game. And then that's another thing. It rewarded the player even more for attacking you. Talk about Ivankov, right? I attack you, you take a life. Now it's more complicated for you to have 0 cards in your hand. With the 2 cards, you probably couldn't stop my attack. Now you got 3. Now you got to figure this out again. I get it. They were hoping the stage card would just solve that problem. But anyway, yeah, leaders that need to play starved is very risky. Very risky. And I think, like Ivankov, I think that also puts Queen in a similar boat. Queen has to lose a bunch of hand and lose a bunch of life to put themselves in that position to constantly abuse their leader ability. So yeah, it's very rewarding, right? Like as you see right now, Queen has a bunch of cards in hand. It's very rewarding to put all that pressure on Queen and essentially force them to take life cards. So now Queen either has to over counter. What are we getting rid of? Yeah, so Queen has to either over counter to really crap their hand out, or I don't know. But yeah, definitely play blockers and kind of use them. But so now that's the new challenge. Well, not the new challenge, but that's the current challenge for Queen is I got no leader ability until I can figure out how to lose all the cards in my hand right now. Like well, not all the cards, but you get my point. They're at 6 cards in hand, 1 card in life. And what down count are they at? 2, 4, 6, 7. So next turn, they should be able to get the big body on the board. That's probably another thing. They probably got a handful of big bodies. So yeah, I'll KO the X-Drake. Get them a little nervous. We want to do 2 Dawn on Pudding to get rid of the blocker. Or are we just gonna go crazy at the leader? Okay. Yeah, let's force them to take this. Otherwise, either that or we essentially giving them what they want, right? Just do. There it goes. Yep. So they should have a big drop. There's the Yamato. They get rid of Perospero. And sadly, it's a bad whiff. Ugh. Okay, we get rid of Beige. I ain't gonna lie, I probably would have did the Onami just because it's a 1K counter. But sometimes it's about the quality of the card, not the ratio of the counter power. Oh, that was annoying. Oh, look at that, a Beige. Let's stop that attack right there. I wonder if we can go for game. And with the Onami, it probably would. Okay, so there we go. I was gonna say it probably wouldn't be the smartest play to try to swing with all these low drops, but who knows? At least it technically would also force the opponent to Okay, we got a big mom up there. It would force the opponent to oh, that's annoying. Oh, Amaru. Okay, now you're in a position where you're basically losing your hand so you don't lose the game. That was a smart play. And you can't tell me they're not ticked off right now. Because the best they can do, unless they got your nice top deck, because that's what they need right now, a top deck, they could just gain 1 life. See, essentially it doesn't matter. Yeah, we can just let it go. We have too many attacks. With the Dawn spread it out, we have too many attacks. Yep, just put 2. No cards in hand. GG. Oh, there it goes. Next game. So we're going up against the Nell. I wonder, when it comes to the tournament scene, And meta, I wonder at what point do they get tired of certain matchups, if they ever get tired of certain matchups. Like, I'm more so talking about those ones that take it real serious and they go to like the bigger events where you know what you're gonna see. Because if you're at your locals or whatever, you're gonna get a mix. You might get somebody who's trying things out, stuff like that. You know, but yeah, if you're taking this game like real serious, and I'm sure you went to those real big events, serial cards, blah blah blah, and you're just seeing like your matches are probably constantly the same. You're seeing the same decks back to back. Even there might even be a player who's only run into the same deck, like, and it just makes me wonder how, as a real competitive player, like, how does that affect you and make you feel? Is it like you're in such a competitive mode that it just doesn't matter and you're doing what you got to do, or does it kind of like kill a bit of the luster of the game? You don't get to experience other matchups. Or you know what? I know this be frustrating for some people. When you play a card in order to bump into this matchup and never bump into that matchup. So yeah. Oh, that was almost a whiff. Yeah, so you play a card, like, I remember hearing an interview. This is back when the Red Green Law was one of the top decks, and if I'm remembering correctly, I think they didn't bump into Red Green Law, so the tech that they had for it, they never got to use it. Either that, or it was just a different deck, and all they did was bump into Red Green Laws. However, I'm remembering it. I just remember they kept bumping into one deck, and they had a card that was supposed to be tech for a different deck. So I ain't gonna lie, that NL's board is intimidating right now. They got 4 characters, and 3 of those characters don't need a Don to swing at our leader. Yeah, let's trim the fat on that board. Oh, okay. So we got the Onami. And since we don't need any more Don, you're better off just using all that Don, in my opinion. View the top card. I would place at the bottom, safety first. Okay, so we catch a banish. We put them on the ropes here. Okay, and those swings, I guess they're gonna swing at their whole board because the counter attack can be very real. We have 4 life, so I can't see there being a problem taking the life. Oh, see an Onami. I get it. Well, you could pop the dog. Kikunojo, you don't want to pop Kikunojo, but you could pop the dog. Right now, there's probably also a debate on what do you call it? There's probably also a debate on just using it to burn life again. Yeah, there you go. So yeah, I'm thinking pop the dog. I don't know, is it 4, 6, 7, 8, 9? So I would say the next play essentially could be well, yeah, Katakuri. Oh, that's hilarious. It's like we playing Onami, so there is a threat here. So I feel like our Katakuri can. I mean, if you want board pressure, you can get rid of their Katakuri. So my original thought was essentially we can just play Katakuri to put our Onami back. That was my original thought. I'm sure the Enel player is gonna take the damage so they can just get the Kikunojo back on the board. So I don't think it matters what you're swinging for, to be honest. Oh, what a play! I was not even thinking of that. What a play! Oh, I'm so sorry. I'm sure. I'm sure the people watching is just like, oh yeah, of course I saw that. Oh, yeah, sure. But nah, I didn't even expect that to be a thing. And then we just end up putting our own Kikunojo back on life. That's hilarious. So essentially, even if that Kikunojo somehow comes out at the moment, um, it wouldn't matter. Does the trigger only summon it as well from 3 life? Can't remember. There we go. Okay, I think so. I mean, we're about to Big Mom drop as well. Well, that was an Ace Rush. We have to take that. With that, we have to take that as well. Yeah, we don't need a Katakuri. So for hand purposes, I'll just swing Cat into either Ace or Katakuri. Onami, get rid of the little guy off the board. These are the things I'll do. I know it's tempting because essentially you can just go Cat into Cat, Kikunojo into Ace, and then do whatever swing. Okay. If they choose to take this, which is being a little bit telegraphed, but that's okay. Okay, this is even better. No, I would say attack the board unless we're going for game. Oh, that was a beige. Okay, maybe that's where the math was leading to. Because with all that done, you can still use the Sanji to attack. What are we doing? Yeah, just Big Mom burn. Yeah, trash that. Yeah. Oh, that's interesting. Yeah, so essentially if the now had no cards in hand. Oh, we attack with the Sanji. Okay. We could have left the Sanji up because we have so many attacks next turn. We can still do the Big Mom thing. Sure, they get to trigger the ability. But now this is like I don't understand. Oh, the beige. I was like, unless it was in the back of my head, unless it was some trigger. Of course. Wow, diabolical. G. This gauntlet, man.